Recently, in New York City, a state of emergency was declared.
Climate change led to the city being flooded, but what really led to it is that our sewer system was built 100 years ago and just can't meet climate change. So what's happening now is that rain is falling more often and heavier, and our sewer system can't process it.
More than 8 inches of rain fell in the New York metropolitan area, leaving virtually every subway line at least partly suspended, rerouted, or running with delays. Experts say there's sufficient evidence to suggest that cities like New York are no longer fit for purpose. And with the changing weather pattern, cities will need to rethink their approach. It's suggested that New York transform from a concrete jungle into a sponge to better deal with heavy rainfall. An example of this, here in New York, is the Sweetbrook Blue Belt on Staten Island. It's known as a Blue Belt, a natural drainage system that's created to catch rainwater runoff from the streets and sidewalks, avoiding the clogging of the centuries-old sewage systems. The city is investing billions of dollars for these green infrastructure projects. But while New York is able to afford these investments, many cities in poorer countries do not have that luxury. And with disasters predicted to increase by 40% and extreme temperature events set to triple by 2023, the UN's Office for Disaster Risk Reduction is concerned.
We're seeing that the world is not well equipped to deal with these ever-changing extreme weather patterns. And that's not only the developing world, it's the developed world as well. And that's because climate change is leading to extreme weather that countries are not familiar with. They are more intense, more frequent.
And often these disasters disproportionately affect the poor.
Because these countries lack the coping capacities, the economic basis to bounce back. And so when somebody loses their home or their livelihood from a flood, they don't necessarily have a social safety net that's going to enable them to get back on their feet and to start a productive livelihood again. And so we're very concerned.
The call from the UN agency is for governments to make cities more resilient. But this needs political will and major investments, something the UN says needs to be prioritized in order to avoid further devastation. Jody Jacobs, CGTN, New York.